Thousands of undocumented immigrants have been detained here in Georgia since January. Just yesterday, 12 nail salon workers were arrested in Marietta. Atlanta News First Sarah Hammond is live from Lux Nail Lounge in Marietta's town center. Is anybody there today, Sarah?
No, there's not. There's actually now a sign, a handwritten sign here on the front door saying they are closed today due to water issues. But less than 24 hours ago here, 12 workers were taken into custody by federal immigration agents. A video posted by Homeland Security Investigations in Atlanta shows agents detaining a dozen undocumented workers at Lux Nail Lounge in Marietta Wednesday afternoon. HSI says hiring people who come into the U.S. illegally is a federal crime, and the employer, they say, will be held accountable. But one man who goes by Angel says he saw the raid unfold and says it made his stomach turn.
I don't understand how raiding these people at this business.
So people like this who see this as them hurting people who work here and, you know, they support the community. It's like, bro, let me stop you right there, right? Because for one, you're hiring illegal immigrants, right? You're allowing people who aren't supposed to be here, which is illegal, right? So, boom, there you're running an illegal operation, right? You're running an illegal operation in a city where citizens come to you for services, right? And these services are, health services, really. You're getting things done with your nails, you're getting things, you want massages, you're getting your nails cleaned, you may be getting things added onto your nails, there are a bunch of things that they're going to be doing, right? Now, if something was to happen to you, right? And I'm not sure how it works there. I'm not sure if they sign things or, but I'm just saying, if you are hurt by someone there or you want to file a report for someone there, right? And it comes back, they're illegal anyway, it's going to get shut down. So regardless of how you want to play it, whether ICE comes to raid them or whether something bad has to happen for them, so for someone to find out, it's going to happen, right? It's eventually going to happen. Okay? And this guy look like he about to cry or something. His eyes are watery, look like glossy. You feel me? But then again, right? He talks about the community, right? They're helping the community, right? They do things for the community. No, they're taking jobs from people from the community, right? It doesn't take a lot. You don't need a degree to work in a nail salon, right? But you can make a lot of money working in a nail salon, right? My wife is in the nail industry business. So you can make a good amount of money there. And that's all they care about. They don't care about the safety. They don't care about the citizens coming, because if they did, then they would hire the citizens there, right? Think about this for one. Think about this, right? The nail industry would be a perfect place to get low-income people who may not have the education as others to be able to make a good amount of money, right? All right. All you need is a license or a certification, right? Depending on where you are, right? I've read things of, you could be in California, right? And if you can get 400 of the 600 hours you need for the minimum to do nails, you feel me? Or you can get the full 600 and become a licensed nail. You feel me? So there are different approaches to do things, but it's not generally expensive, right? Right. So if you want to put a nail salon out there and you want to help the community, hire these people. Hire people who are on the lower end of the spectrum as far as education or as far as education, or as far as financial, their financial situation. I guarantee you it would help them so much. You know how many young girls, you feel me, or maybe even boys, who feel as if, they may not be able to make it. Imagine, right? People have issues, right? They're talking about, and look, this is how everything is so funny, right? Because this is how I picture, this is how things play out in my head, right? So we crack down on immigration, right? Right. We crack down on snaps. We crack down on the welfare, all the scams. We make the requirements not harder, but a little. We enforce the requirements, right? Make sure people are getting out there to work, right? So now, right, you have a business. instead of hiring illegal immigrants, right, you hire these single women or these low income families, people who need work, right, that requires little to no education, okay, to make a good amount of money, right? And you can work in a nail business and you can branch off and start your own. You feel me? You can go work in hospitals, you can work with a podiatrist, like you can expand off these, right? And that's how you help the community, right? You bring in jobs, right? The jobs that you have, and I guarantee you, these nail salons, bro, they're placed in. I bet you, they're placed in inner cities. You feel me? Like a lot of black people probably go to these places. A lot of I'm sure like a lot of other people too. You feel me? But I mean, like I said, my wife is in the industry. I know the people and I see the people that come in and out. I know. Okay, and I've seen businesses like this, and I've seen the people who come in and out of businesses like this, right? So if you want to be a true citizen and you want to truly help your community, hire people in those areas. Give them opportunities. Give them a chance to be able to do something and make money, right? So they can do something and so that they can have the money to do what they need to take care of themselves and be a functioning part of society. Right? All these things play in. This is why people need to take more action, right? People need to take more action and accountability, right? All this right here, this is wrong. They shouldn't have been working there. Period. You feel me? And if you're paying them, okay, look, and think about it like this, right? If I hire someone that's illegal, I'm not saying I'm in a nail salon, right? Because nail salons, they're paid, like the way they do things are different than like a regular 9 to 5, right? Because you can work there as a self-employee, you feel me, work off commission, like there are different things you can do, right? But say you're working a 9 to 5, right? You hire someone under the table, and then you add on the fact that, okay, you have this person here who's illegal, they're breaking the law, right? They're here taking jobs from people, they're taking they're taking jobs from people that could actually be working there, right? Because think about it, if people advertise these jobs and actually advertise them for people, I guarantee you people would want to work there, right? No, they don't care. They come from these other countries. They're like, oh, America is a great place to make money. You feel me? Everyone there makes money, so fuck them, right? We don't care. We're just going to go there and make money off of them. We don't care. We don't care if one of them gets hurt. We don't care if we don't use the best practices or if we don't sterilize our stuff all the way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they have these fat, bulky nails that look like a freaking Snicker on their finger, right? They're going to keep coming back, right? Because the prices are low. And they're Americans. They like to spend money. That's how they think. Okay? Maybe not all of them. I'm not saying all of them think that way. But they do. I have an inside person, who tells me these things. You feel me? So I know.
But Tom Homan, President Trump's border czar, has doubled down, saying there is no sanctuary in the U.S. for people who come here illegally.
It's a violation of law to enter this country legally. That's a crime. So if you're in the country legally, you got a problem.
Homan says he wants to see an even higher number of arrests nationwide, now aiming for 3,000 across the country per day.
We added additional targeting to give more information on where these people can be found. So we've increased targeting, we've increased teams,
And you see, I'm sorry to cut them off, but and listen, by doing this, you force people to hire citizens, right? You force these companies to actually go out and hire people that actually live here in these cities, right? Because that's the whole point of starting these businesses, right? One of the reasons why people do start business, right, is to give, so people can work for them, right? You want to be able to give jobs to the community, right? Before companies come here and they start these big companies, they have to, they go through the city, they talk to people, they decide whether or not this is a good idea, how much will it benefit, how much will it not benefit, what are the goods and the bads of this, and how will this affect, the citizens in the city, state, or local community. Okay. So, I mean, like, them cracking down like this, and it takes away the stigma from a lot of these jobs, right? And like I said, like, a lot of these jobs, a lot of people can do, and you don't need a lot of experience. You just need to be able to work hard. And that's what we need to instill back into our American culture is hard work. Hard work will get you places. That's why people come here from these other countries and they make so much money. You feel me? They make so much money. They start these businesses and they have these franchise companies like in the nail industry, who are commonly Vietnamese, right, or Korean, or someone of that nature, right? And or you have the construction companies who are primarily like, or that you see that are primarily like Hispanics, So I mean, like you and then you go in like, and it's crazy because like you go into like the tech, the STEM fields, and you see, India, or you see the Chinese, or Korean, people like the same thing, right? You see other people from other countries coming in and just working hard, right? Because it's not hard, right? It's not like the opportunities are here in America, right? It's just people don't want to. I don't know. It's just like people have lost the drive to just work hard to try to get these things, right? But other people see these opportunities, they come here and they take them and they run with it. Okay? But what we need to do is we need to, as Americans, right? And I'm not saying as Americans like take our jobs back. No. But as Americans, we need to embrace the fact that we live in a country that has infinite amount of opportunities to become very well established financially. Okay? And believe me, I know. Okay? Like I said, I've done scaffolding. You feel me? I've worked at plants. Like I've worked with a bunch of men. Like they work hard. They work hard. They get it done, right? This is the crew, right? We call Big Juan, Lil Juan, right? That's the crew we call when we need the stuff done, right? You got Big Juan, the granddad, Lil Juan. Lil Juan is the son, and then you have his nephews, or his cousins, or his kids, his son or whatever. You feel me? And they all working together, knocking it out. And guess what they doing after work? They grabbing a beer and they chilling, and they wake up the next day and they do it all over. They got that ethic. They got that work ethic, right? And we need to instill that back in the American people. We need to instill that pride back here, bro. I love to work. Getting out there in that sweaty t-shirt with I had my work helmet on. I felt like, man, I'd come home with my boots on, my jeans dirty, with a dirty white t-shirt, feeling like I'm the man. Feeling like building scaffolds like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 feet high. Building a scaffold that high while you're 50 feet in the air. Man, I felt like the god, man. I felt like a king. Couldn't nobody touch me. When I got to work, you feel me? I was out there, man. Boom. As long as I have my harness on, I'm hooked up, I'm good. You can pass me whatever you want to, but I'm out there, I'm bribing, I'm boom. Okay? But people need that drive. People need to want to work. People need to want to do things. Right? But that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do.
Increase assets. So yes, it's certainly attainable.
James Wu with Asian Americans Advancing Justice Atlanta says these raids are having a, quote, chilling effect on communities and businesses. He encourages people to create preparedness plans and know their rights.
What they need to do if they do encounter ICE agents or ICE officials, whether it's at their work or a place of business or even a place of worship.
Now, since Trump took office in January, ICE has arrested an estimated more than 66,000 undocumented immigrants. Live in Marietta, Sarah Hammond for Atlanta News First.
Like, I never understood when they're like, oh, like it scares the community, like people are scared to come out and go to their jobs, or, like this community, that they're frozen, they're in fear, they don't know what to do. And it's like, bro, the only people who should be like nervous, scared, are the people that are not here legally, right? No one else should have any fear, right? If you're not here legally, you've broken the law, right? If someone comes into your business, right, and they broke into your store, right? They broke into your store. They took some nail polish, but they left you. They left you a couple dollars on there. They left you a couple of dollars, right? Right? They left you a couple of dollars to let you know, hey, I took this, but I broke into your store, right? I broke in. I snuck in. I stole your nail polish without your permission. I didn't care if anybody else got hurt in the process, but here's this for my inconvenience. I'm still going to call the police. You broke into my place. You're not supposed to be here, right? All you had to do was just come in. I mean, hey, it's a busy place. You might have had to wait in line, but guess what? If you wait in line, you're waiting in line like everybody else. Eventually you'll make it in, and I'll give you a nail polish, and hey, I'll even give you some extra money so the next time you come in, or hey, I'll even give you a 20% off coupon so the next time you come in, you ain't even got to pay as much, right, on your next visit. You feel me? Like, come on, man. Like, there are, like, that's why I'm so upset about this, and you'll see me posting a lot of videos about this. For one, because, obviously it's big news, but two, I want to get it through people's head, or I at least want to get it out there, so people understand that, like, look, it don't matter who you are. When you break the law, you break the law, right? If I were to go somewhere and break the law, I expect something to happen, whether it happens now, 10 years down the line, something's probably going to happen, okay? So, I have no remorse for for anyone who's here and they're like, oh, well, we've been here for X amount of time, or, they're part of the community working. And it's like, bro, like, that argument literally dies the moment you say that they're not here legally, because everything they do after that moment is illegal. Well, that's my take on that.